Alive and alerted on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where Edutainment explains it. Today, we're going to be talking about, one of my favorite heroes, Space Ghost. Yeah. If you ain't a baby boomer or Gen X or somewhere adjacent, that probably escapes you. But this ain't about who is and who ain't, who's better, who's worse. It's just about a good old-fashioned comic book review. Talk about a comic book I enjoy. I like that cover. Jonathan Lau is doing really cool things with Space Ghost visually. You know what I mean? As far as he's I got some screenshots. I'll show you. As well as David Pepose. Pepose. If I'm angling that, sir, I apologize. Love your work. Anyway, what I was going to say was that he is weaving a nice little story that isn't the traditional Space Ghost kind of ape off of the cartoon and go from there sort of thing. He's digging into that Joe Kelly stuff. So, yeah, this is one, if you ain't messing with it, you need to start. But before we get off into it, let's do what we need to do so we can do what we want to do. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when the material comes out like this, and don't forget the lies. I'll be doing some bomb lies. You get it all. So if you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share, because edutainment is what I do. And what I do is what I also do is talk about comic books. And this comic book from Dynamite Press, Space Ghost, #2. I love that cover, by the way. Last time we saw Space Ghost and his young charges, he had just saved them from getting killed by a host of OG Space Ghost villains like Tancet and Brack. And he is flying with them to where? They don't know. They just got to shut up and ride. And Space Ghost takes them to, of course, we all know, if we read or watched comic books or saw anything about Space Ghost, we know Space Ghost lives on the Ghost Planet. This depiction of the Ghost Planet makes it truly look like that, a ghost planet. You know what I mean? Great place to be taking somebody kids. Even if they ain't got nobody, but he's got a lot of technology in his headquarters, and Jace, being a tech head, brings up one of the best moments in this comic book, right? He's genuinely being inquisitive, and he reaches out instinctively to Space Ghost, or at least that's what it looks like, and he tugs on Space Ghost's cape. Space Ghost does not like his cape being pulled on. So he didn't like that. He didn't like that too, And then when Jan came at him later on about, we can't be eating no rations. If you're going to be having us living here, you got to give us some food, Mr. Ghost, sir. And Space Ghost like, man, let me get out of here and go do some superhero stuff, and because y'all getting on my nerves. And that's essentially how it feels. And so he's out there, blasting asteroids, doing Space Ghost type stuff. You dig? Space Ghost type stuff. And it's impressive looking. But Space Ghost has left his young charges alone, and they bored. You know what I'm saying? And so hence comes the highlight of this entire book. Jace decides he wants to jack the Phantom Cruiser. Loving every second of it until Jace gets caught up by an energy monster. And later on, we know Space Ghost goes and rescues him and tells him, all right, you got some good spot, kid. I like working with you or your sister, but if y'all gonna work with me, you must remain anonymous. You know what I'm saying? I give y'all little guns, your little jetpack, your little Inviso belt, and now we as a squad. Next issue, beware of the widow. Oh my. Okay. Okay. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. And now the energy of what you're gonna get out of this book, at least when you're reading it, the visuals, fantastic, man. Jonathan Lau did his thing. The artwork is clean, is crisp. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looks how they're supposed to look. You know, like for instance, and I think I pointed it out in a live. Jan and Jace there, the suits are baggy on them. You know what I mean? And so they got time to grow into it because, you know, you got a prepubescent boy and girl. They grow at different speeds, even though they're twins. You know, Jan's going to be a little bigger. And that's how it looks, you know, as they grow. But then, you know, little boys hit that growth spurt. And next thing you know, bam, there you go. So I like that about it, you know, artistically. Also, just to have Jace hijack the Phantom Cruiser. Very cool. Very, very cool. That makes it worth reading by itself. Just the fact that Jace had the testicular fortitude to get it after dude looked at him like, boy, you touching on my cape. And then at one point he threatened to make him sleep in an airlock. You know, Space Ghost ain't that warm, fuzzy hero that he was on the 1960s cartoon. He like F them kids. I'm only saving y'all because it was the right thing to do. It don't mean I like y'all. But it seemed like he's finding out, oh, they got some worth. They ain't just some little, you know, helpless puppies. They know how to handle themselves in a crisis. So they can rock with me. And that's essentially what we got out of this issue. But I know the next issue coming up, beware the web of the widow. If you follow Space Ghost, you remember the widow. Okay, she's kind of a spider-based foe, but you know, spider alien based. So it's gonna be fun to see next, you know, issue how that goes. I am digging this. I'm digging this Space Ghost. I am. I like everything about it, the art, the story that he's unfolding the story out slowly. You know, we're getting little bits and pieces, and we find out, you know, Space Ghost might have a few issues himself. You know what I mean? You know, we know heroes like this have a redemption arc, and it seems like Space Ghost, when we catch him here, is in the middle of his redemption arc, you know, trying to do something to right a wrong, or somebody he let die and didn't avenge him proper, that kind of a thing. But once Space Ghost gets his revenge, maybe he'll, you know, start moving towards the path of a hero. But I like this anti-hero Space Ghost. I like this gruff, you know, Batman like Space Ghost. Is you know, pretty cool. But look here, y'all. Pull up. It's still in your local comic store. Get that Space Ghost #2. It is a very good read. It's a very good look. It's 5 out of 5. That's it for now, y'all. But fret not, I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good and be good to each other.